This has been my new favorite hand gesture, my new favorite emoji. What's going on out there? I saw a few of these going on. Thought I would open up the broadcast with that. You probably see me here. I'm surrounded by all of my babies today. This is my telly, my 52 reissue. You've seen all of these guitars at some point in time probably on this channel, either individually, right? This is my gigging guitar. This is the Gibson Songwriter. Everyone's always asking me, what's that guitar, Frank? That guitar sounds good. I love that guitar. This is my Gibson Songwriter. This is my Martin D1. I've had this guitar since I was a little lad. A lad, is that the word? A young chap? I don't know what the word is. My mom bought me this guitar a very long time ago. I'd say about 30, maybe 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, in the 90s. And my Strat's back here, facing the corner, as if to be punished. And over here, the D35. Now, why, you might ask, am I surrounded? I don't generally surround myself with all my guitars. Well, here's your clue. This is the clue. This device should give you a clue. If anyone wants to guess why all the guitars are in this area, take a wild guess. It's not that I built it up so much. Probably going to seem anticlimactic, but well, the reason, I'll get around to saying hello to everybody. The reason is because I've been doing a lot of work. This YouTube studio is the bedroom. The freezing cold bedroom. The freezing cold, let me elaborate on that. The freezing cold New York bedroom, and I'll elaborate that on a step further. The freezing cold bedroom in New York, where it's been a cold winter. So, and I'm always cold. Story of my life. So I have the heat pumping constantly. And because this is the YouTube studio, the guitars tend to sit in here. And, well, this one, Breadwinner, I like to call, the one you see me, anytime you see me live, pretty much this is the one I'm going to be playing, right? This guitar is impervious to the elements, or so I thought. Well, yesterday actually, I was playing a gig, and man, the action was just pinned to the guitar, like buzzy, like, it has a range where it'll buzz, and it was out of control, and I could see, I can almost see the beginnings of the saddle doing something weird here, the bridge, I should say. That's this thing, and well, it needs humidity. The top is shrinking, so I brought the humidifier that I always used to have hooked up, which you can't see, it's off camera. I have a big dookie kick-ass humidifier that I always used to have going in my guitar room. I used to call it the spa. You'd walk into the room and it'd be this like puffy, it was properly temperature controlled in my house, and the humidity was going, it was the spa. So if a guitar was up in the living room getting like weird or wonky, I would bring it down for a few days in the spa and rejuvenate it. So right now the bedroom is the spa, and so this device that usually hangs over there in the corner, I had to keep close. We got the humidity up to 22% right now. It's a little bit down now. I had it up higher. I shut the humidifier off for this broadcast because it's a little bit noisy, and we already have noise going from the heat. But it's, people say, oh, you got to keep it 50%, 50%. You really don't. But what you don't want is super duper low, where you're blasting heat into a room and that humidity gets like, sometimes it can get like 10 to 15% here in New York, to the point where you touch something in the room and you're getting like a static shock because the air is just so dry, That's bad. And I neglected it this year. Hold on, coffee break. I neglected it this year. And I thought, whatever, these guitars are so old. Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Okay, let me say hello to everybody. I have a little bit slightly better setup here this week, too. And it's very, very subtle, but my laptop, instead of being here, is here, right under the camera. Now, if I really wanted to do it right, I could even raise it just a wee bit, because if I put my hand down, this is the top of the laptop screen. I could even bring it up a wee bit, but I don't really need to. Because I can kind of glance down, see all your lovely comments, your beautiful, lovely faces, your virtual faces. So let me say hello to Donna, arrived at the live stream on time for a change. You're usually fashionably late, but that's why we love you. And the live stream usually does go for quite a while. John Hepburn says he will stop by. Let's see if he's here. Wingo says, hey guys. Craig Dingwall, I believe you're from Australia, if I remember correctly. Matt Wund, what's up? The ADD hobbyist. Ted Nelson from Cali. Sam Vecchio, the comedian. Richard Anderson, that's a new name, I believe. If it isn't, a hydrometer. Yes, it's a hydrometer. Yeah, I'm controlling the humidity. Okay, yeah, it's in dry New York winter. Well, you know what the thing is? Here's the thing. One of my strats is sprouting. Hey, Audrey. Here's the thing. It's people get this. They get this misconception, and I learned this. It's not that New York that the humidity is low in the winter. If your guitar was outside, the humidity is just fine. Just because it's cold doesn't mean the humidity is down. Yeah, it might be slightly less humid in the winter. The problem is, indoors, we raise the temperature artificially of the room, which brings down the relative humidity. That's the key. Technically, if you didn't run heat in your house, and you just kind of left your guitars alone, yeah, they'd be cold, but they wouldn't dry out just because it's cold. They dry out because it's pumping heat into the room, raising the temperature, which dries out the air that's in the room. And that's where you run into problems. It's the heat that makes the humidity come down. So because my house is so stinking cold, so I'm dressed like an Eskimo, I have to pump heat, and lo and behold, even my old tried and true guitars that have withstood every damn thing, outdoors, traveling, tropical climates, they're flipping out. And I'm going to be traveling very soon, like very, very soon, not even within like a week and a half, and we'll be going all over the place. And this bad boy is coming with. So I got to make sure that this bad boy make sure this thing delivers what it needs to. So it's in the spa. We're all in the spa right now. Welcome to the spa. Okay. Richard Anderson, new name. Oh, you changed your name. Okay. Audrey gives us the hi. No, none of this. This is Craig's move. I like the way this camera is like. I like this camera. I'm a camera nerd. I'm just a nerd in general, but I'm especially a camera nerd. I like cameras more than guitars. I don't have that many. This is everything I have. That's it. Anyway, let me not go down that one. RJ Jen, old guitar player from Maine. Welcome. ADD says, add a humidifier drum to your HVAC plant. Yeah, it's not my house. I'm not adding it. But yeah, if you add... But even that, like... So back to the thing where they say 50%. You got to keep the room at 50%. You're not getting a room in New York. Correct me, any experts if I'm wrong. But you're not getting a room in New York in the winter up to 50%. So, but it doesn't need to be 50%. What it just needs is not to be really, really, really low. So... And the thing, too, is, all right, now we're down to 22. I'm going to put it back on after this broadcast. It's not like the humidity drops and suddenly your guitars instantly drop out. You do have room. So it's not as, like, dire as people make it out to be unless you're neglectful like I have been all this winter and all last winter, too. But, okay, let's get on with some other things I wanted to... There's some points that I want, not points, but there's some things I want to talk about. That's what we're here for, right? And play a little bit, talk a little bit. Technical stuff, I don't know. My buddy Aaron tells me I lost you guys last week when I started going into like some technical stuff, caged and some theory stuff. So, let me know in the comments as I go if there's anything you want to ask me, anything you want to talk about. And if I'm going a little bit too like down the rabbit trail one way, let me know. This is just very lax, very this is what it is. It's just it's a Monday hang. On a side note, I will say that I'll be here next Monday, the 3rd, but I will not be here again until March after that. There'll be some traveling. I need to get some other stuff done to my face. Gotta get some work done in my mouth. And so I don't know that I'm going to be able to do a show on Monday the 24th, I believe. And I'll be traveling in the middle of it. I'll be back and forth. And I have to keep the schedule up where the new schedule is that videos come out on Wednesdays at 3:30. I moved the schedule from Friday. I decided to switch it up a little bit. It was getting a little stale. Some videos that I thought should have gotten better responses weren't. And that's very disheartening when you put so much time and work into these videos. And, you expect them to get 20,000, 30,000 views, and they get 1,000 views. And then they die on they just sit out there in limbo. It's really disheartening, the amount of time and work it takes, and to get no return from the video. So I decided to switch it up to Wednesdays. Now that in and of itself might not do anything in and of itself, but and I'm also trying to make the videos kind of get back to where I was maybe 6-8 months ago on the channel. Try to bring it back into some things that I think, like song lists, a little bit more like showing some songs, sharing songs, showing some playing techniques with the songs. Some of my better videos have been like 5 songs from the 90s, 10 songs that made me love acoustic guitar, some lesson songs like the 3 Eric Clapton tunes, things like that. So I'm going to try to and those videos take more time. So that being said, the release schedule is going to remain 1 video a week on Wednesdays for this foreseeable future. But I won't be live again. I'll be live again next Monday. I'm doing a lot of this lately. What is this? What is this? I've been very zen lately. Out with the bad, in with the good. So that's what is going to be happening. All right. But I'll be here next week. We got time to fret and worry about that. Okay. I had some questions that come in this week. This is, and then I'll make my rounds again. Say hello to all you fine folks. This seems like it's going very smooth today. I don't know. I'm very relaxed. Very cool, relaxed. I've been very relaxed. You know what it is? I do a lot of giving a lot of lessons, a lot of phone consultations, and FaceTime / Zoom lessons. If anyone wants to sign up, you send me an email. You can, and I thank you for that. I thank you for the support. I thank you for the super thanks. I thank you for all the Patreon subscriptions, all the coffees. I thank you all for that. It helps keep this channel going, supports this channel. But this week, in particular, we had a lot of lessons the last few weeks online. And I find myself, this is to the point of the relaxation thing. I just realized something. I love realizing things in real time with you here. I realized that a lot of our problems or our issues when we're playing, when we're singing, when we're performing, when we're practicing, comes down to almost always tension. When we play, tension in the jaw, tension obviously in the wrists and in the hands, and those obvious places, in the neck, in the shoulders, in the positioning of the neck, in the lack of breathing, in the lack of breathing down into the hips. When it's singing, a lot again in the jaw and the tongue. In the facial muscles, so help me God, in the neck. And because of that, when I practice, I make it a point, when I'm clear and of sound mind, that is, I make it a point of forcing relaxation upon myself in anything that I'm practicing. Sounds really like new age, hooey kind of stuff, but it's actually, it's everything. And because I've been picking it out so much this week on people, it seems like it's rampant. in the students, even in-person students, online students. It's just what we tend to do that as humans. It's not even just when we're learning to play guitar. We're learning to do anything. Learning to hit a golf ball. Not that I know how to, but I'm sure I'd be like, I'd be all like contorted and stressed out, and I'd be stiff where I'm not supposed to be stiff. And because of that, I think I've really just, I don't know, I think from just teaching it so much, I'm just like, I'm in this state of like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? That, maybe not like that, but somebody told me I act like an idiot online. I'm like, okay, tell me something I don't know. Is that supposed to be, somebody said you acted like an idiot in the last live show. I get paid to act like an idiot. I get paid to sing out of tune and act like a schmuck. Okay. Something else I wanted to say. I wanted to say that with this new format of video, that Bob Dylan video that came out 2 weeks ago. Now, it's probably because of the movie isn't hurting at all. But, again, it's a 5 songs you must learn. It's one of these, not clickbaity titles, because I'm not going to do clickbait. But it's, it's got a sense of urgency. It's definitely like, well, I must learn. Let me click on this. What is this guy talking about? So that video did really, really well. It's in the high 40 of thousands of views, and it's thrown a little bit more oxygen into the flames of my channel, which it needed. Not that the channel's doing poorly, but you get used to a certain level of engagement, and when you lose that, I want the channel to grow, not languish. Okay, so there's going to be another Dylan video. I'm in the midst of working on it now, because you do 5 Dylan songs you must learn, and all you get is comments. How could you not have done this one? How could you not have done that one? Like, dude, Dylan's got like so many, hundreds of songs that are great. I had to pick 5. I can't do a 3-hour video. So what I'm going to do, the next video that'll be out, not this Wednesday, probably next Wednesday, is, and I'll tell you what about this Wednesday's video next, but it's going to be 12 songs, like a Bob Dylan set list. It will have some overlap with the other video, the 5-song video, but it's going to be 12 songs. I'm going to cover them. I'm going to talk about them a little bit, sort of along the lines of some of the other videos I've done, where I touch upon a bunch of songs, throw out ideas, throw out how I approach some of them, play a little bit of them, not too much of them, because I won't be able to, because you're not allowed. And I'm doing a video like that. I'm excited about it, because now I can share some more of the Dylan songs that kind of didn't make the cut. Maybe we'll even break out a harmonica, do a little bit of harmonica. Let me see who I missed. Okay, so we got ADD, Attitude. Okay, we got that. When did I develop this accent? When did that happen? I'm talking like my cousins from Syracuse. I have cousins upstate in Syracuse, and they talk funny. I know. Who am I to talk about people talking funny? Coffee. Have a cup of coffee. Okay, I will have a cup of coffee. Huh. I'll show you. Oh, see? Craig Dingwall loved the tech stuff last week. Yeah, I think people do. You can't please everybody. And I get that. But I want people to tell me what they like, what they don't like. I don't take personal offense. Well, we'll get to that. I do actually take personal offense sometimes. But not on the live stream. But some of the comments, we'll get to that if I have time. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you, Sam. More likes, more distribution for the channel. Yes, please like the stream. Please. I do appreciate the support. These live things are done out of love. They're not done, we don't get revenue from these live streams. In fact, last week's live stream got demonetized because I covered and I played so many songs that it just demonetized the whole video. So basically, you don't get shit from it. Now, you're sharing goodwill, but, and that's great, and I love doing that, but the channel is the channel. It is a business. Nice. Took. Is that what this is? Is that what you mean? Is this a toque? Pomsky? Toque? Is that what this is? Or is this what that means? The 3 Clapton song video is what got you. Oh, Richard. All right. Good, man. And there's also, on the subject of Clapton, I also did a Tears in Heaven video, because I did the 3 Clapton song video, And I was getting like, how could you not do Tears in Heaven? How could you not do Tears in Heaven? Like, how could you leave that one out? And it's funny because when I originally did the 3 Clapton song video, I was planning on doing Tears in Heaven. But it's when I started to get into doing Tears in Heaven in that 3-song video, I'm like, this song needs its own video. It's too involved. The video would have been an hour long because with the finger style and the different voicings, it's not as a simple tune. So I was like, Tears in Heaven wound up getting its own video. And there's an example of a video. I'm like, oh, the Eric Clapton video did really well. The Tears in Heaven video is going to kill it. The Tears in Heaven video came out. Didn't do as good. Didn't do as well. Did all right. It served the purpose. I like the video. I make videos that I want to make. So I'm not going to like be down in the dumps about it. But I was surprised. Let's just say I was surprised it didn't do as well as I thought. Maybe because it was only one song. I don't know. I hope I said hello to Sean from North Carolina. If I didn't, then I am right now. Okay. 3 Clapton songs, Sam Vecchio. Okay, I'll let you all talk amongst yourselves. JD. Hello, JD. Fred Doot. Hailing from high in the Catskills, like Mike Tyson. Greetings, Frank and friends. Fred, this summer, I'm glad you hit me up after the live broadcast last time to say what's up. This summer we're fishing. God is my witness. We are fishing. I'm going to get an Airbnb up there, and I'm going to spend an elongated amount of time up on the river this summer. Okay, I need to bring up my fishing gear, bring up my YouTube stuff. We'll do some live broadcasts. I'll fish, tie some flies. It's all about the whole process. Otherwise, what the heck am I doing all this for? Why did I quit my job 25 years ago if I'm not going to do the things that I quit my job to do? Damn it. I've been doing what I want for 25 years. Check off, it's not an act. But you're an idiot. I am an idiot, yes. You know what? When you know you're an idiot, and I don't say that like, I know I'm an idiot. I'm proud to be an idiot. I am a fucking idiot. It's not acting, but we're here. No, yeah. I mean, look. It's actually not acting. Try living with me. Let my wife come on here. She'll tell you. Oh, Donna's here for the music theory. The comedy's a bonus. We'll talk maybe a little music theory today. Fast is smooth, smooth is fast. Studying martial arts along the side. Yeah. Slow down the technique. Yeah, well, like the old saying from what's his name? Carlos Santana. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. In other words, slow is fast. Something like that. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Oh, Sean said he really enjoyed the Dylan video. Thank you. Oh, Sam, you're from Syracuse. Here, Sam, I have a project for you. I want you to go down to Dinosaur Barbecue, and I want you to eat 13 wings for me with Wango Tango on the side. Don't get the sauce on the wings, and some brisket and some ribs, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't know you were from Syracuse, Sam. You must be up to your arsehole in snow right now. Richard saw the Tears in Heaven. Yeah, it needed its own video, Richard. Yeah. Republish it in a few weeks. You can't just republish it. You got to be careful with YouTube, because you got to take it down. You know, and you don't want to take it down and it didn't do that badly where I take it down. It just didn't do what I expected it to do. You know, we think everything we do because we're so excited about it. It's like when you write a new song, right? And you play a new song, and it happens to me a lot. Not recently, because I haven't written anything lately, but you'd write a new song, you play it for your friends, you play it for people, and they're like, oh, I like it. Could you play the other song you wrote, like, that other one? And you're like, wait, you're supposed to like the new one better than the ones that I wrote before that. Like, you're not supposed to like the other one more. You wind up getting mad at people for liking your stuff because they're not liking the ones they're supposed to like. It's kind of like that with videos. Like, I want my last video to do well, not the one before it, You want everything you do to be the best thing you do. Hey, John, nice to see you. Matt, you're right. Not taking yourself too seriously is the key to happiness. Yeah, And with guitar playing and music, and probably everything, but I put everything in a musical context because that's what I know, right? It's just like, don't compare yourself to anybody. Be you. Be unashamedly, unashamedly. Is that the word? You. That's the thing to work on, and it's hard. Right now I'm in a healthy state, but that's not always the case. You don't. Let's say there's a gig you don't get, and then you see somebody else is playing at that place, and you're like, "Fuck, I didn't get that gig, man." It feels like crap, but you can't compare yourself to people. If you do, you're just gonna never be happy. Stillwater Acoustic. Hope all is well. Just chilling and working on a set list for Friday. Welcome. Saw you were live and jumped in. Sam Vecchio, check for the Dinosaur Barbecue. We have one here in Brooklyn, and we have one in Harlem. But the one in Brooklyn's fairly close to me. When I get the craving for dinosaur, actually, if you go to my food channel, one of them, which is a very young, budding channel, but it's something I'm doing on the side, I did a dinosaur barbecue. So if you go to Feed Me and Forget It, that's the channel. Feed Me and Forget It. Other than the Thailand videos, there's one of a dinosaur barbecue. So for those of you who don't know dinosaur barbecue, check out that video. I don't put links to Feed Me and Forget It really in the music channel because I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to stuff things down people's throats. It's not my style. I'd rather you go if you want to go. Checked off says, do you sell CD or merch at your gigs? No, I don't. I used to bring CDs. I used to sell CDs online during COVID. I have 80 million CDs that I'm just going to probably never do anything with. Everything I have is on iTunes, Spotify, and whatnot, so you can just look it up if you wanted to listen to it. It does okay. Stillwater, mind sharing your set list. Mind sharing your set list. Ayo, Paisano. Oh, that's my buddy in Staten Island, MVP. I don't know your name, but I know you're in Staten Island. I remember you told me that. You seem like a feisty feller. I like feisty people. I like wise asses. I feel more comfortable with those type of people. Stillwater says, and by the way, I started using the same wireless system you picked up. Got 2 transmitters so I can have 2 guitars on stage. Good, I'm glad it's working for you, man. Good. Look, occasionally, now that I've been using the wireless stuff for a while, once in a while, you will have to switch channels. I have some venues where sometimes I'll get a weird sound, and I'll have to switch the channels. And it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but the benefits outweigh the downside of it. So always have cables in the car. Always have cables nearby, just in case. But the cleanliness of the setup when you go wireless, there's links in the description of the video of some of the wireless I use. I gotta say, my favorite one has got to be the X-Vive, not the fancy X-Vive, the 2.4 gigahertz one. I don't remember which one it's called, but if you look through the links, it's the X-Vive 2.4 gigahertz model. I don't know what it's, the U4 or the U2, whatever one it's called. Not even the better one is like the 5.6 or the 5.8 gigahertz. It's the 2.4 X-Vive. That's been the one I've had the best luck with. Okay. Richard Anderson, comparison is the thief of joy. That's why they say it. Yep. Oh yeah, fried green tomatoes. Oh, I never had those, Sam. I'll have to try them next time. Okay. MVP, did I ever hang in Bensonhurst at all? No, but I played the Salty Dog in Bay Ridge. I don't know if that's close enough. No, I didn't really hang in Bensonhurst. I didn't do the whole Italian New Yorker hangout thing. I was at that age, in the hangout age, in the late 90s, I guess you could say, right? Because I graduated high school in 92, so mid to late 90s, that was my hangout era. 18 to 25, 26, I guess. Well, I kind of hung out a lot longer than that. But it wasn't the whole Bensonhurst clubby kind of that type of thing. It was more just playing ball, those kind of bars. And maybe I did the whole Limelight, Palladium, Webster Hall, that kind of hanging out thing. In Manhattan. More than Bensonhurst. Sam says Stillwater has multiple set lists. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for sharing that. Stillwater sharing his set list. that's a pretty generous thing. I relate, being that I feel I'm generous in what I give here on this channel. Ed Hickey, what's up, my brother? Okay, so speaking of generous, or give, not generous. Oh, I'm so generous. Generous people don't run around saying they're generous. What I mean is making videos to share information and share knowledge with people. All right, by definition, that's generous, right? Well, I want to talk about mushrooms for a second. Very important, mushrooms. And when I say mushroom, I mean the emoji. And I'm going to see, I don't know how to bring up an emoji here. I'm going to try to do it. Can I bring up an emoji? I don't know if you all know the mushroom emoji. You might have seen it in some of my chats. Let's see. Let's see if I can add an emoji. I'm going to try to find the mushroom one. Where are you? If anyone has a mushroom emoji handy, please send it in the chat, please. I'm calling on you all to put some mushroom emojis in the chat, please. Very important. Very important stuff here. I'm looking through emojis as we speak, and I don't know if a mushroom emoji is in nature. I mean, technically, it is. Is it in food? Let's say food and nature should be related. I know not here in the United States. Food and nature don't have much to do with each other. But I'm trying to find a mushroom emoji. Okay, I don't see a mushroom emoji. But the reason I'm talking oh, there they are. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. That last mushroom is a little disturbing looking. I like the one on top, the one that checked off put, with the little dots on it. That's my mushroom emoji that I use. And what I'll do is, when someone leaves a comment, like there's some people, like somebody in German left me a comment last week on I did a looping video that came out this past Wednesday. Another looping video. Because a lot of people need help with it. I got the 2 cameras set up, and I did it so I could loop live, and I really get into detail about looping. And the guy, basically, when I translated it in German, he told me to shut up and stop talking for 10 days. And like all kinds of like really nasty shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm teaching shit here. Like, you're telling me to shut up for teaching stuff. Like, I'm not teaching it fast enough. I'm being generous with my time, with what I am. Like, this is my channel. I'm sorry. I'm going to do it my way. And so he got a mushroom. I tell people, like, chew on this, and I'll throw them a mushroom. That's my way of saying, the mushroom says it all. I'll let you figure out. What do you think the mushroom means? I'm never going to tell you what the mushroom means. But what do you think the mushroom means? But when you see I leave a mushroom for somebody, and I don't leave mushrooms if you disagree with me. You can strongly disagree with me. I leave a mushroom when you deserve a mushroom. And you and I both know when a mushroom is warranted. At least I think. Well, Sam says I'm a fun guy. There you go. Boom, boom. See, that's why you're the comedian. Okay. No, I just left this thing. I didn't mean to do that. I'm a fun guy. Okay, MVP says Almond Brothers. I'm not a big Almond Brothers. I don't cover a lot of Almond Brothers. I do like, and this is just like, Almond Brothers people will like roll their eyes at you, but like, what is it? Crossroad, seeing the come and go. Oh yeah, gypsy flies from coast to coast. Sweet Melissa. That's my Almond Brothers song. And my big thing with that is I'm always like, Jewish kids from Queens don't sing Southern rock, which is just a joke. But actually, it's good stuff, and I probably should add more Almond Brothers to the set. But yeah, that's the Almond Brothers. That's about as good as it gets, as much as I do with Almond Brothers at this moment in time. Some Sweet Melissa, beautiful song. I mean, and you know, just for argument's sake. So here somebody mentions Almond Brothers, right? And I pick up a guitar and I'll make a quick point here. And I'm already like, I don't really play Almond Brothers. Negative comment. Shoulders. Knock. When you play, we have to remember to breathe. We want to not keep a stiff jaw. We want to relax our shoulders. We want to watch where our thumb is. We don't want our thumb here. We want to breathe down into our hips. We want bright eyes. Even if they're closed, underneath, they should be bright. We don't want this. Like I was at the dentist all day today. She kept yelling at me. Stop stiffening your cheek. Stop. Your tongue is shut. I'm like, I can't feel my face. Okay? Give me a break, will you? Open your mouth. And here I am when I teach vocal. I'm always like, mouth open. Ah. And I'm like, I guess my mouth was shut. So then she told me to stop talking. So I'm like, look, whatever. Which makes sense. You probably shouldn't talk when they're drilling up your face. Anyway, let's see what we got. Learn Easy Guitar Tune says, hey Frank, no mushroom. Wade here. What's up, brother? Fighting a good fight, Wade. JD's loving it. I'm loving it. Thought Drifter, just curious. Any Acoustic Metallica songs come your way? Any Acoustic Metallica songs? In the passion play, rolling away. No source of self-destruction. Well, I mean, listen, I have a funny thing with Metallica. I mean, my probably favorite Metallica song is... And then it goes into the... Fade to Black. That's a beautiful acoustic song. You know, people do Nothing Else Matters. I don't really like Metallica after. Honestly, I don't like Metallica after, but I grew up with the Metallica, early Metallica. You know. You know, Battery and Fade to Black. I grew up with, you know, the original Kill 'Em All album, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Justice for All. Justice for All? The one with Blackened on it. All that shit. You know, what I like to do, I'll tell you something. What I'll do at a gig, because I'm just an idiot, is I'll see, you know, you see now they rebrand all of these heavy metal bands that we grew up with, or I don't know how. Oh, Richard Anderson with the $5 super thanks, super chat. You are a hero. Thank you, sir. Really, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So what I do at gigs, because like I said, they rebrand all of these bands from back in the day, and I'll see some like young kid walk in, some young kid who's like 45. Now some young kid walk in with a Metallica shirt. It'd be, let's say it's a Ride the Lightning shirt, right? And I'll just be like, I'll be playing whatever I've been playing, and then I'll just be like, be like, and I'll see if they perk up. And I would say 50% of the time they'll perk up. But usually what happens is someone else, you know who perks up? The person in the suit. The old person who's like, wearing the Dockers and shit will be like, the person you don't expect to perk up perks up. And the young kid with the Metallica shirt on, it's like oblivious to the fact that I'm playing, the Metallica, like the stuff that made Metallica, So yeah, that's my Metallica. I'll do the same thing with Maiden. People think it was because the Maiden, the Maiden shirts are so cool. So somebody walks in with a Maiden shirt, and I'm just like, and then half the bar is like, what the frig was that? And those who know what it is, and the person with the Maiden shirt, half the time they know what it is, half the time they have no idea. Or maybe they do and they just don't care. But I have a feeling they probably don't know what it is. Okay. But yeah, that's my Metallica. Every so often I'll do Fade to Black when I'm feeling brave, or when I shouldn't even say brave. It's when I'm feeling like the environment will allow me to do it. Because you can't go into like a wine bar and just start playing Fade to Black unless the night goes that way and people are like really interactive and they're asking for stuff like that. Then you can start going down that, like later in the evening. You can kind of start letting it fly. And I'll always say, like, sometimes if I'm in an environment like that and then somebody comes up out of nowhere and asks for something like that, where I really can't play it, I really won't play it there, I'll say, listen, if we were at the campfire, I would do it for you all day long. But here, I got to be a little bit careful how I do it. Mark D. Brown, what's up, Big Dog, our guitar chief? That's a big hat to wear. What's this thing called? Somebody called this a toque? What's up? Oh, Richard Anderson says, I love it when my kids discovered the Beatles. Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about that? I have a similar story to that. It's like, I'll never forget when I was like 14, 15 at the time, I guess. And it freaked me out. Not at the time. Because my teacher was getting into like, let's say like, I'm playing it wrong. Hendrix. Right? And I remember coming home and I'm playing this stuff and I'm saying to my mom, now, mind you, when I was 15, Hendrix, what year did Hendrix die? Somebody's got to know. So let's say this was, whatever it was, Hendrix had been maybe gone like 15 years. But to me, Hendrix might as well have lived during the time of J.S. Bach. Because I was a 15-year-old kid and Hendrix died way before my coming of, understanding anything. So to me, I was telling my mom, oh yeah, this Hendrix and the Doors and all this stuff I was learning. And she was like, oh, those are like those young kids. Because that was a little bit too young for my mother. Mark D. Brown, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. So, so she's like, that's just like that kid that died a few years ago. And to me, I'm like, a few years ago? Well, when they hit the 20-year anniversary of Kurt Cobain's death, I remember like younger kids who I was teaching getting into like Kurt Cobain as if he was this old dinosaur. And I'm going, holy shit. Kurt Cobain passed away the same amount of time ago as Hendrix had passed away when I was talking about Hendrix to my mom. And it put a lot of perspective on shit. So to your point, I don't know if it's a point, but when you're talking about when your kids discovered the Beatles, it's kind of like, I had a similar thing like that. The Noodling Troubadour, thank you. I just saw your super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, and a question. How long do you wait to start singing after losing your voice due to a cold flu? I don't stop. No. Well, look, if you lose your voice, you lose your voice, you lose your voice, right? There's not, when it's when there's nothing there, there's nothing there. I'll talk to you. I'll tell you some things, some fallacies. Fallacies. Anybody know where that's from? It's very obscure. You might not know. Fallacies is when people say tea with honey. No, sugar in any form is not good. Does not really do any good for you in any way, shape, or form. So it's not helping your vocal cords. It may taste good. It may please your heart. It may not hurt, but it's sure as hell not going to help you sing. So, I mean, what I would do when you have a cold or flu, something that's in the area of the vocal cords, of the throat, warm fluids, obviously, and try to do gentle vocal warm-ups every day. Not on days when it hurts. Okay, when you're at that stage of the game, like you got that laryngitis, when you cough and it like literally hurts, don't do anything. But when you feel it's starting to break up, you could just do some slight vocalizations, right? Like relaxed jaw, always relax, right? Take a sonata. Very little energy. You're not trying to make the voice sound like anything. You'll hear, if those of you guys who sign up for me with lessons, you'll always hear me. And I learned this from my teacher. This is not, I'm just forwarding what I've learned, because I'm not a singer by nature. I learned how to sing because I was doing it wrong and I was hurting myself. Relax face. Just, if the vocal cords make no sound when you try to do that, then they make no sound. Move it up a half step. Open mouth, relaxed tongue. You're not, and then lightly clear the cords. They'll start to break up a little bit. You might have, even if you have to hold your jaw. Relax shoulders, not pushing the head forward. Do that as many times a day as you can. Definitely once a day. And you'll find the cords start to break up. They'll tell you when it's time to sing again. Then you could start lightly singing. You know, light songs. Something that doesn't push them. See where they're living. Don't strain them, which you should never do anyway. But when we're sick and we know we're compromised, learning proper vocal technique, learning how your vocal cords work and how the whole system works will actually allow you to sing through a lot of shit that you ordinarily wouldn't have been able to sing through. And worse off, not only would you have not been able to sing through it, you would have sang through it the wrong way and damaged your precious vocal cords. Okay, let's go through some more questions. I hope that answered your question. Play a little range, dead or alive. I don't play Dead or Alive, Mark. Is that the you mean Bon Jovi, Dead or Alive? I have to learn that song. I'm writing it down. I'm sorry I can't fulfill that request. I wish I know it. And people always ask me for Bon Jovi. I think I have like that raspy kind of thing going on, and people ask what they assume I know it, and I really should learn it because I get asked all the time. So, toque, it's a Canadian term for knit hat. Thank you, Richard. See, learn something new every day on this channel. You like my toque? It sounds a lot better than hat. Oh, Dead or Alive. I'm sorry, Mark. Yeah, I wish I could. I owe you one. You got an IOU on Dead or Alive. So that's going to happen. Mark, I'm writing your name down. It's in the book. Mark. Consider this an IOU. D. Brown. Tell you what. Hey Siri, set reminder for tomorrow, 12 p.m. Play Dead or Alive. Not They're Alive. Hold on a minute. Let's try this again. Hey Siri, delete that last text, please. Siri, why do you hate me? It's a New York. She's prejudiced against New York accents. Hey Siri, set reminder for tomorrow, 11. No, fuck me. Stop. Hey Siri, I want to remember to learn it. I won't play it for you tomorrow, but I'll learn it and it'll come up. Hey Siri, set reminder for tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Learn Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. She did it. Thank you. I'm sorry about everything I said about you. Siri hates me. No, don't delete it. One more time, sorry, and I'll be back. Hey Siri. Please set reminder for 12:30 p.m. tomorrow to learn Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. She did it. I'm afraid to talk. Okay. I think we're good. Tonight when I browse the internet, I'm going to have pictures of Bon Jovi coming up out of nowhere because she's listening to me. I'm going to I'm sleeping and I'm going to go get up to pee and look at my phone. There's going to be like a picture of Bon Jovi on it. Okay. So you have my word. There will be some Dead or Alive happening in the sooner rather than later. You're welcome, Mark D. Brown. I hate when I don't know a request. Believe it or not, I'm not really like, people think, oh, you know every song. I really don't. I know what I know, like everything else. Yeah, Stan's talking about the soft palate. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to raise the soft palate to help you transition into the higher pitches, and just there's a lot of stuff with this. But thank you for bringing that up. And April 5th for Cobain. Wow, he died in 19. Okay, so Jimi Hendrix died. Let's get back to this. Wait. I'm way off here. You guys have continued. Okay, Knit Hat, Pink Floyd, Dead or Alive, September 18th. Okay, so Hendrix died in 1970, right? So that's 4 years before I was born. So here I was in 1989, 1990, right? 19 years later, right? 89. Yeah, 20 years later. Oh, Hendrix. To me, he might as well have been, like I said, J.S. Bach. So, J.S. Bach, right? If I had the music with me, I'd play it for you. Thank you. Good night. On steel string. Is that a sin? Okay. Yeah, Cobain died in 94. So then, yeah, there you go. So in 2014, right? Now here I am, 2014, it's 10 years ago. I'm playing guitar 30 years in 2014. I got kids telling me, oh, this guy, Kurt Cobain. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he just died like last week, Meanwhile, he was dead 20 years. Unbelievable. But when did Bach die? April 5th for Cobain. Yeah, you rest your voice. Richard says rest your voice. Well, yeah, rest, like anything. Rest is always key. But when it's time to coax it back into life, some of those things, some of those things that I mentioned will work. Vic B says, I want to sing, don't know how to start learning. I mean, the beautiful thing about YouTube is you could literally be like, hey, I want to start learning how to sing. First vocal class, and you could probably find some stuff that'll at least teach you how the vocal cords work. Okay? When people start to want to learn how to sing, the first thing they worry about is, am I singing in tune? And it's like, that'll come, assuming you have some musical aptitude. Some people just don't hear pitch right. And I don't want to say that you do or you don't, because that's presumptuous. And some people do have more trouble detecting pitch, matching pitch. But assuming you're somebody who could match a pitch and has a basic sense of tune, hold a tune, basically. You don't have to hold a tune great, but you can basically hold a tune. You can learn how to sing, and it comes down to learning how the thing works, really. And then from there you can develop and learn how to sing, and it never ends. Okay? So that's how I would start learning. I would start my journey, Vic, on YouTube, because it's the most easiest way to do it. I have some basic singing stuff, but I do that more one-on-one, because it's for me to just go out there and do a singing video. I feel like it's not the core thing of this channel, although singing and playing is. So in that, I feel I'm somewhat of an expert, I guess you could say, because it's what I do, and I've learned how to match the two together, because the tension in one part of your thing will spill over into another part. So if you're trying to work on something fingerstyle, something more intricate, not that this is intricate. So now I'm thinking about the fingerstyle, but I gotta still sing relaxed. I still gotta play relaxed. If you're traveling to North Country Fair, you want to stay where the winds hit heavy on the borderline. You want to stay relaxed. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Yeah, because now I'm thinking about other things. Uh-oh, I'm online. My voice isn't warmed up. I want to be tense, but I can't be. Because being tense isn't going to make it sound better. So if you're going to sound like shit, you might as well sound like shit and be relaxed. If you go in the snowflake storm, try to use as little energy as possible right now. And the rivers freeze and summer ends. Please see she has a coat so warm to keep her from the howling wind. Combine all these things together becomes where I feel singing lessons in and of themselves are great, but then when you get back to playing guitar and singing, shit, everything goes out the window. So you have to put those two together. You have to command both skills from a sense of relaxation, then put them both together and still do it from a sense of relaxation. The Noodling Troubadour. I love that name. I'm stealing that. Can I be... My channel is going to be called The Noodling Troubadour 2. Part 2. Part 2. Okay. Learn easy guitar tunes. I have a lesson on my channel. You can learn it. There you go. Learn easy guitar tunes. Stealing my thunder. Just kidding. Check it out. He's a good guy, man. Check out his channel. Mark D. Brown. Okay, for the ladies, you're right. I need all the help I can. The older I get, the less the ladies are interested. Bon Jovi singing Deadliest Catch got me into it. The Guitar Chief. I like that. Jim Croce, ADD hobbyist, says. Jim Croce. What do I do from Jim? Do I do any Jim Croce? Is that, I'm probably playing it wrong. Oh, I know it's kinda late. Hope I didn't wake you. But I gotta say, can't wait. Know you'd understand. Every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. You know what that brings? You know what this brings to my mind is how when we sing. Oh, Thought Drifter, thank you so much for the 20 Canadian super thanks. Dog, big dog, or super chat, whatever YouTube calls it. You know YouTube takes a piece of them. YouTube takes tip money. It takes your tip money. What it reminds me of is, so here somebody says Jim Croce, right? And to the point of singing, we tend to somewhat, and it's okay, we tend to imitate the original, right? But what we should try to always do is when we're experimenting and practicing is to sing it neutral for starters. You know, just get it out and even if we have to hum it. La 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 la. Like separate ourselves from the version of it we know, okay? So that we can sing it from a very bland, vanilla, neutral place. Just let our vocal cords experience the song where it lives. And then we can start to experiment and find what key maybe we want to do it in, what style, what tone. Can we experiment with our tone? And then we sing it like ourselves, okay? That's the thing we should be practicing, and all of us. It's not intuitive, not for me. I have to remind myself of that. Okay, Fred, what are you doing? Are you trying to imitate? Are you singing Bob Dylan like "Early one morning the sun was shining," or are you singing it like Frank Persico? And if you're doing it a little bit like them, it's okay, but be aware that that's what's going on. Don't default to singing the Pearl Jam song, "I sing to recognize your face." Don't put the Eddie Vedder voice on, please, for the love of God. Sing it like you. Do you. This toque is making me sweat. I just wanted to use the word toque in a sentence. It's like in Tuke, toque. This toque is making me sweat. Toque. Spelling bee style. Yeah, Vic B says, no tax on YouTube tips. Right. No tax on YouTube. Tell that to YouTube. YouTube is not a democracy. They can do whatever they want. And they remind us creators of that all the time. They can take what they want. They can pillage our channels and take whatever they want. Okay. So, we did a little playing. I'm happy about that. Somebody and other people have been getting a lot of questions this week, and this will probably be the last point that I do here, because I have a lesson coming in tonight at 9:30. At 8:30, I try to push them off further from the hour time, but this one is in a time zone that makes it weird for the person doing it. So 8:30 was 8:30 Eastern was the best I can come up with, because my only days that I do live consultations is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's pretty much a strict rule, because otherwise there's no time for content, gigs, and preparation, all the other things I have to do. So, and that's that. That's more explanation than you probably care to have. But so, I've been getting a lot of things about, because of the Dylan video, about fingerstyle. Okay. I want to get into fingerstyle. Fingerstyle is a broad topic, right? There's Travis style. Then there's just like kind of claw picking, right? I'll just cover this briefly, and if you all, Richard Anderson says YouTube is super greedy. I mean, I want to say that, but I want to say it, but I don't just want to blindly say, well, because they take from me, they're greedy. Like, they take half of your ad revenue is theirs. So whatever advertisers pay to advertise on my channel, you get half of it, a little less than half of it. YouTube takes the rest. However, I don't want to be totally blind here and just say it's bad, because they do provide a platform for us. That being said, I'm sure the CEO probably makes like $10 million a year. You know, but that's a debate, I guess, that I'm not even prepared to have, because I don't really know enough about it to even say. I'm a musician, you know, but yeah, it's kind of doesn't feel good when somebody leaves you a $10 tip and, you know, you get like 7, you know. But without their platform, the platform they provide is life-changing, you know. It's connected me with so many people. It's opened up a lot of experiences, and it's generated a portion of my business in addition to gigging, which is really good, especially as I'm trying to get more mobile as time goes on. I want to go different places and gig in other places. Now I can do that. The YouTube keeps the ball rolling, you know. So it's really, really a blessing. So I don't want to sound like I'm being spoiled about it or anything like that, but it is what it is. Anytime somebody puts their hand in your cup, it feels like that anyway. It's just the way it is. Fingerstyle. I was going to cover one quick thing about it, and this is just broad stroke here. Let's say we're playing. I'm just going to cover this sound. Because it's such a big part of fingerstyle. And if you could do this, this is what I want to talk about with it. Let's play with playing a C major chord with a G in the bottom, right? So fingering it like this. Third finger, third fret, low E. Pinky, third fret on the A string. Second finger, second fret, D string. First finger, first fret, C string. Oh, C string. B string. So it's a C major chord. But we're just going to replace our pinky for the third finger and put the bass down here. If this is too basic for you all, let me know. But, you know, some people it's not too basic for. So, you know, maybe there's something you can take out of it, even if it's like you know how to do it. Maybe there's something some subtlety you're not. Or maybe there's some subtlety you can tell me that I'm not doing right. You know, I'm not God. Now, thumb is just going to go root, which is on the 5th string, 5th string, 4th string, 6th string, 4th string. So it's just going to go ad nauseum. Still water. Thank you very much, my Canadian comrades. I love you guys up there. I'm getting people telling me, come up to Canada, I'll take you fishing, I'll take you on the St. Marie River and all this other stuff. I'm going to come up there one of these days because I love fishing. We have good trout here, but I would imagine you got some nasty trout up there. Canadian trout. They come up there wearing like hockey gear. Plow into you. They check you against the side of the river when they come up. Okay, so we're going to get this in our fingers. We're just going to bounce between the two. That's your basic Travis picking, but loosely speaking. So 5th string, 4th string, 6th string, 4th string, 5th string, 4th string, 6th string, 4th string. Just back and forth. Boom, boom. Right? Now we're going to introduce our first finger. For this finger style, we're only going to use these little two. These right here. I'm squashing your head. Squashing your head. It's all about perspective. See? My finger's not really bigger than my head, but when I put it closer to you, it is. So, what are we going to do? We're going to keep this fingering, and we're going to now add our first finger in there too. Craig Dingwall, thank you very much. Super chat. Appreciate it. I love that I can give like a lesson like this in real time. And let me stop. Let me give this lesson here because I don't want to be late to my next. Okay. And next week I'm going to try to get more time in between. And I don't want to start the thing earlier because if I do, then you guys it's not convenient for everybody. It's a balancing act. Maybe one of these days I'll just pop in unexpectedly. Anyway, so what we're going to do is thumb playing the root note, first finger playing the B string, which happens to be the other root note. Right? Now remember, our thumb has to play the D string next. And then our first finger is going to play the G string. So I call it outer, outer, inner, inner. Now our thumb goes down to the low E. Remember, because our thumb is just going, right? So outer, inner, outer, inner. So when our thumb goes down to the low E, our first finger goes back to the B string. So I'm going to put this close to the camera. Let's see. I screwed that one up because I'm trying to stand up and do this. When you do it fast, or up to tempo, let's say the word fast. I hate that word. Outer, outer, inner, inner. Outer, outer, inner, inner. Outer, outer, inner, inner. I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom. I'm moving this chord down, but for now, let's just do it between a C chord. Because I'm not worried about you learning a song right now. I'm worried about you getting this in your fingers. So you can start strumming in between it. Maybe add another finger. Now I'm just hammering on. Adds a nice little touch. I got a little fancy there. It didn't work. Thanks again, Craig. Okay. Richard's going to bed. Good night. Sweet dreams. Thank you for sticking with us this long. Let's switch this chord now to the G chord. So, again, we're gonna play the low E this time, because that's the root. Now we go. I'm gonna play outer, outer, inner, inner. So this time I'm gonna pivot between the low E, the D string, the A string, and the D string. So this on the G chord. So it's just practice that. Nice and slow. It's not a rush. And same thing. Outer, outer, inner, inner. Well, then A string will be our outer string this time. So low E. I'm talking about the thumb now. Low E, D, A, D. Take it slow. Breathe through it. Try to just imagine when that thing hits at the same time. Do it slow. Before you know it, it'll get itself into your soul. Okay? Okay? And Thought Drifter says, the boxer, I strum the tune well, but yeah, finger picking it is a challenge. Yeah, and look, the boxer, I take a loose interpretation of it. So, I am just I'm just a poor boy, and it walks down. But if you got this, A minor, eventually E minor. You could do that pattern outer, outer with anything. So you're going to always pretty much start it on the root. So for an A minor chord, I'm going to start with the A. So I'm pivoting between A, the D string, which is playing an E note, and the low E. And then when you get comfortable, you can work strums in it, you can work hammer-ons, you could work some other fingers in. Once that becomes second nature, you're not thinking about it anymore. It's not you're not really focused on the minutia of it. And again, it's people think it's like the fingers. It is, but the fingers, if you keep them clawed in position, they're not moving all that much. A lot of times I'll see people do finger picking and they're like, looks like they're trying to type or something. They think it's like literally, it's really not. It's the position of the hand and the kind of how the wrist just kind of allows the finger to come down against the tension of the strings. Let's see. Like a memory, it falls, soft and warm, continuing, tapping on my roof and walls. You move your fingers different spots on the neck, you get different tones. You can really create beautiful, really rich, beautiful sounds with fingerstyle. And I think it's just something good to practice. It doesn't mean you have to go out next week and start doing fingerstyle at your gigs. But challenge yourself, which is what I wanted to talk about. And I'm not going to have time in this one because I have to wrap this up so I can prepare for the next session here. I wanted to talk about kind of not letting yourself off the hook when you practice. Like if you start practicing and you come into a roadblock, something that's not right, stop dead. Stop right there. Focus on that one little thing. Give yourself the gift of relaxed practice. Okay? Give yourself the gift of If you like the sound of fingerstyle, if you don't like the sound of fingerstyle, then don't do it. But if you like the sound of fingerstyle, you can play fingerstyle. It's not, people make more of it than it is. I believe with the right approach, you can really get it to where it's actually pretty easy. Okay? Thought Drifter, the Boxer. Okay, we spoke about that. Stillwater uses a pick and fingers. Hey, yeah, hybrids is good too. I do that for some songs, like I'll do that for like I kind of ruined that, but it's really. I'll do it with the pick usually because I usually have the pick in my hand at a gig. And I like to strum. I kind of like strumming it like that, especially up here. Okay. I want to talk about picks and compression and other stuff like that, but I'm not going to have time for that today. There's so much in this lesson type format that I want to get into. Okay. But yeah, man, Stillwater using a pick and fingers, nothing wrong with that. Some people use those thumb picks. I never got into that, but Tommy Emmanuel uses it. Yeah, I heard he's pretty good. Okay, Wingo. When I come back to finger picking after I haven't done it lately, it's hard to get up to speed. Do I have a warm-up? Honestly, Wingo, what I just did would be a perfect warm-up. Just do that. That's the core of fingerstyle, of folk type fingerstyle. You know, there's all different kinds of fingerstyle. Okay. All right. Well, it has been a privilege. It's been my pleasure to hang out with you all tonight. I am about to wrap this one up. I thank you all for supporting the channel. We have a new video coming out Wednesday at 3:30. Sultans of Swing. It's going to be a lesson on Sultans of Swing where I show you how to loop it, how I approach performing the song live. It's not going to teach you how to play the solo. There's not time for that. You can hit me up if you want to get more in detail. We can set something private up. But it's going to be how I lay out the song. And I think it's going to be really, really useful for you all. Even if you don't go out and gig the song, it's going to give you some good practice things to do with the looper and get you soloing in the key. And I even share some scales that you could use in the key. So it's like a theory lesson on top of it. It's not just how to play the song. It's a little bit of everything. Okay, so again, thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the coffees. I saw some of the coffees coming in on my email. And I really do appreciate the tips, the coffees, and everything else. It really does help, and I love you for it. And so Wednesday we got a new live show. Wednesday we've got a new video coming out, and next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be here. Same bat time, same bat channel.